We are going to welcome you back to the Principals Podcast. This is Season 3, Episode 12, what we like to call the coolest kids in town. I am here with Mrs. Bondi, my co-host. Mr. Himes in a meeting today. So, Mrs. Bondi, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Looking at all these faces on the camera on the screen in front of me. It's a good morning.
It's going to be a great morning. So, a lot of our listeners out there, they are unable to see this. So, we're going to have them have the opportunity to introduce themselves. So, this is what we call the coolest kids in town. We are able to meet with these friends every single day, whether in the classroom, in the cafeteria, in the hallway, or if Delaney's taking my bracelet. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So let's start with the pod that is with Justin. So, Justin, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Justin Freeman. I am a junior at Sharon High School, and I go to CVEC this year. I work at Jurgens Industrial Supply.
That is great, Justin.
That
Those
was
are some
really
great
good.
things.
So,
Yeah.
everyone, you just saw what Justin was doing. He was a model guest. And, Justin, you've been on the podcast before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so Justin loves the podcast and he loves looking back at these podcasts. And now he's a special guest. Justin, who are you sitting next to?
Brittany.
Brittany, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Brittany. I'm in 10th grade.
Brittany, I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you because remember it was like 2 weeks ago and you were part of the marketing direction with Jessica and you were selling t-shirts in the cafeteria. You both did awesome. So we have a cowboy and Jack in the next view. So Jack, introduce yourself and then we'll have our cowboy go next.
My name is Jack. I'm a sophomore.
And Jack
you
is
good old
awesome.
sophomore.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Trevor. Yeah, I'm new in high school. And
And it's
I'm a ninth grader.
Trevor, you like to flex your muscles.
Muscles.
Yep, you flex your muscles and you do like to sing.
Yeah, I do.
Did you sing Henry Danger the musical this morning?
Yes.
That a boy. And Delaney. Delaney's in the house. I saw Delaney last night.
My name is Delaney. I'm a junior. I'm in the marching band.
You are
She
in the
is.
marching band. Could you show everyone who's watching this what are some of the moves that you have in the marching band?
I don't know.
Show us what you use with your hands. I'll help you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make all the wonderful noise.
I work at a
sound.
KCC a lot.
And you love your mom's cookies.
Yes, I do.
And we'll come back to you because we have a lot of fun at your cafeteria table
Yeah.
every single day. But we have Jessica in the house.
Hi, I'm Jessica Kitchen. I'm in 10th grade this year.
Very good.
And then Will.
Hi, I'm Will. Okay. I'm in 10th grade.
And Will, I'm
And I-
not sure why you're being so shy because you are full of energy. I'm
In
always
the cafeteria.
oh my gosh, full of energy. We're always
Yeah.
talking about that crazy hair of yours. There's the pocket of the three of you that I tell you every single day, you better watch it or I'm going to arrest you if you have the cool hair in town. So I'm going to pass this over to Mrs. Bondi because Mrs. Bondi is by trade an intervention specialist, and she is a great administrator, but she loves going back to her roots in teaching. So this portion of today's podcast, I'm going back to give Mrs. Bondi some of her teaching moments.
Thanks, Mr. Murray. So first and foremost, I just want to check in and see how everyone's feeling today. How are you guys feeling today?
Very good.
Good. A thumbs up, a thumbs down. I hope
Very
no thumbs down.
good.
Good. All thumbs up. That's awesome. So when we started talking about this podcast, I said, Chaim always does that. What do you like better? And I know recently you guys went to King Cone, and I know you guys went and had some ice cream. You guys walked there. You did a field trip to there, and then you talked
Yeah.
about what flavors you might be making. So if you were to make an ice cream flavor, what were some of the ones you guys said that you might make? Let's start with Justin's pot up there. Did you come up with anything cool that we should know about? Maybe pass along to King Cone?
I came up with Mike and Ike's flavor.
That's unique. Would it have vanilla ice cream base with some Mike and Ike's in there, or would you go with like a fruity base, like almost like a sherbet or a strawberry, and then put some Mike and Ike's in there?
It would be vanilla and then the Mike and Ike's on top.
I like it. The creamy with the fruity. That's a good combo.
Mhm.
Brittany, did you come up with anything?
Triple berry ice cream.
Triple berry. What are the 3 berries in there?
Strawberry, raspberry, and blueberries.
Amazing. I would eat that.
I'm getting hungry.
Me too.
It's really.
What about Jack and Trevor? What'd you guys come up with?
I came up with bubblegum ice cream, which may be a little gross.
No, I like bubblegum ice cream. I've actually had some bubblegum ice cream before. How would you
Yeah,
make
where have you had it?
it? So you're making me think really hard, Jack. Back in the
That's a
day.
great question, Jack.
Yeah.
That was a really good question.
There was like a Perry's ice cream place close to where I grew up at and there was it was like a pink ice cream, not sure, maybe like a bubblegum flavor ice cream, and then it had real chunks of bubblegum in it. So when you were done eating the ice cream, you got to chew the bubblegum. And I love chewing gum. So that's cool. We'll have to talk more. We can expand upon that, okay?
Yep.
Cowboy Trevor, what would you make? Some cowboy ice cream?
Oh, no, I don't.
No.
I like 3 flavors.
Okay.
I like vanilla chocolate,
Okay.
hot fudge sundae, and hot cocoa sundae.
Love it.
No broccoli. No
No one-
broccoli. You don't want broccoli in the ice cream?
No, that'd be gross. That'd be gross.
How about grapes? You like your grapes?
Oh, strawberries.
Okay.
Broccoli and grape ice cream. That sounds like a good combo. Jessica, you don't like that idea?
Nope.
Don't either.
Delaney, what was some of the ice cream ideas you came up with?
Brownies.
Brownies. I love brownies.
Yeah.
I bet you have someone that could help you make those brownies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jessica and Will, what'd you guys come up with?
S'mores ice cream.
Oh my goodness.
Good.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Will, did you come up with another one or were you helping with the s'mores?
I was helping with the s'mores.
I like it. I like it. Teamwork.
You were?
So I know you guys have taken a lot of trips lately. Mrs. Bunker is constantly getting you guys out there. You're walking to and from different places. I know recently it was the King Cone, and then I know you guys visited the bank. What did you do at the bank? Jessica, do you want to share? What did you guys do at the bank?
We researched like the bank, and then we had to tell everyone about it.
Nice. What did you guys learn about the bank? I mean, it's where we keep what?
The
Jack?
money.
Money.
Yeah, Trevor. Yeah. It's where we keep the money. So it's an important place. When you guys are working at those jobs that you already have, which is phenomenal, you're going to need to go there and keep your money there. So that's awesome. I don't know what trips you guys have coming up. Does anyone know of anything that Mrs. Bunker has planned coming up?
Nope.
No, but I'm sure she has something up her sleeve. She's busy. Okay, so just a couple would you rather. Would you rather do math and kind of all that money stuff and when you're working in class, or would you rather just read or do some writing? What would you guys rather do? Justin, what do you like to do?
I'd rather do math.
You'd rather do math. You're a math guy.
Yep.
Video games.
Video games, Mr. Murray.
Justin loves his video games.
Does he?
Yes, he
This
does.
is something I didn't know.
I
Justin,
don't.
I rather do math.
I would rather do math.
Math?
good job, Delaney. Mrs. Bunker must be making math pretty fun if you guys are all loving math.
Yeah,
I have
I'd rather do math and writing.
I
All right,
agree,
so we're
Jeff.
going to have a quiz here right now. When I walked in your classroom this morning, what were you learning about? Something was opening up again in DC.
The Smithsonian.
Very good. See, you are active listeners. So when you watch this podcast back, you need to realize that all of you are very active listeners. Delaney, you are an active listener, big time. You asked me a ton of questions yesterday when we were at the concert. And what, Delaney, what do you have tonight?
I have a band concert
You do. Do you know what time it is?
at 7 o'clock.
And you would like the entire world to come watch you perform, correct?
Yeah, you want to come, Jessica?
Maybe.
I love that.
I wish.
But we'll record it so you can watch it, which will be another great thing. So I hate to cut off Mrs. Bonnie, so I'm going to let her go back to her. Would you rather do this or that?
It's just there's not much left. I'm really excited to hear about your band concert tonight, Delaney. And you're busy. If you were at a choir concert last night and a band concert tonight, I mean, you're a busy lady.
Yes,
So-
same.
Yes. Okay, you guys, we've got a change in weather happening right now. So like, the seasons come and go. We started with our summer kind of coming into the fall and now we're in, we're going to start getting colder. Would you guys prefer playing out in the snow or going swimming? What would you rather do?
Ooh.
I like swimming.
You like
I
swimming?
like playing in the snow.
I agree, Jack. I agree with both. It's hard for me to pick. Jessica, what do you guys say?
It's hard for me to pick one.
It is hard. Will?
Playing in the snow.
Yeah. Because usually that entails a snow day if it's good enough, right?
Yes.
Delaney, what do you think?
I want to swim in the summertime.
I love it.
I like swimming in summertime too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like swimming in the snow.
Mr. Murray.
It's the silliest thing.
We get enough snow in Ohio that we could swim in the snow.
True.
You don't have to do snow angels. You probably could try to swim in the snowbanks.
You could definitely swim in the
Or
snow.
think about this. What if you had snow out, but you had a heated pool? So you were swimming, but it was also snowing out.
I like that.
There's some critical thinking there.
Me too.
It's like a
But I
hot
do love
tub,
the
right?
summer.
Yeah. Justin and Brittany, what do you guys think? Snow, playing in the snow, or going swimming on a hot day?
I would like to go swimming.
Brittany?
I'd like to go swimming.
So it's kind of split here. I agree. It's hard to choose sometimes too. But there are definitely benefits of both. I think, swimming on a hot day, it cools you down. It's a fun summer activity. Playing out in the snow, it's like, what are some positives of that? I mean, you're not stuck inside during a cold day. You can bundle up, get outside. You guys are awesome. We just love having you on the podcast right now, but also I love seeing your faces in the lunchroom. I get to talk with a lot of you in there. And then whenever I stop down to Mrs. Bunker's room, I'm just blown away by all the cool things you guys are doing. I know recently one of the things you started to do was to look through Mr. Murray's week in reflection and write some key points and different things you've noticed from there. Can anyone remember from this previous week in reflection one important note you made in your homework? What was one important note that you made on your homework from Mr. Murray's weekend reflection? Can anybody?
The art piece of the week.
The art piece of the week. That was cool. It was a self-portrait, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It looked pretty cool.
We have great artists in our school, and I know many of you do take art, and you're very good at art also. So raise your hand if you like to draw or paint or work with clay. Raise your hand. Only one person. Only Jessica. I've seen Jessica. Okay. More of you like doing that. I am going to be asking you some questions here on my portion of the podcast, and I think every single one of you have a question for me and Mrs. Bondi, which will be good. So I'll be brief. First of all, I think all of our listeners out there want to talk to Trevor for a second. Trevor, you and Mr. Long are best friends,
Yeah.
and you have a special greeting. Could you do your greeting on the air today?
Yeah.
Make the sound.
Yeah.
You guys make the wolf sound together.
Yeah, I do.
Hilarious.
So is Jack.
Jack, you do it too?
I used to.
Jack, you and Will have some amazing curly hair. How long does it take for you to do your hair in the morning?
Like 5 or 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes. It takes me about 35 minutes to do my hair every day.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the segment we were talking about banks. Right now, for those watching the podcast, Will and Trevor, if you two walked into a bank together in the 1920s, there'd be a problem. Because one of you look like you're coming from Texas, and the other of you look like you're going to rob the state of Texas. So I have a question for you about that. It's Spirit Week. It's been great. Tomorrow is Halloween, well, at least in the building. Do you have an outfit for tomorrow? Okay, if you have an outfit, will you tell us
I do a
what you're
great
gonna wear?
costume.
I did too.
Okay, so what is everyone wearing that has a costume? Jack, you can start.
I'm the Spider-Man.
Awesome. Who else is wearing a costume? Okay, what are we going to wear, Jessica?
I'm going to be Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh? Do you have Eeyore sitting right next to you right now? What other costumes? Delaney, you going to wear something?
I wear Buckeye's costume.
A
I love
Buckeye
the
costume.
Buckeyes so much.
So what you're going to have to do is take a picture with Mr. Hyam tomorrow. And then he'll steal your glasses and run around the building, and you'll play a game of cat and mouse. You have the glasses. But he loves the Buckeyes too.
I won't let him do that to you, Delaney. He does love the Buckeyes. You'll have to stop and see him.
Okay, who else wants to share? Trev?
Yeah. I'm gonna be a cowboy.
You're gonna be a cowboy.
Yeah.
What does that make you today?
I'm gonna say yeehaw.
Yeehaw. You gonna wear
Today's-
special boots?
Well, no, I do gallop.
You're gonna gallop.
I love it.
So I'm gonna ask you this question. Those of you can remember. Do you remember last year when we had the days where you would be in school and no one else would be in school, and we would march the halls?
Yeah.
For like 20
I
minutes
remember that.
marching. And so now we still have a little joke where whenever I see you, we start marching out of nowhere. Everyone's wondering what we're doing, but we're like, leave us alone. We're marching. Who is the best at marching?
Delaney.
Delaney? Well, yeah, she's in the band. She is a professional.
Yep.
But I think my line leader might have been Trevor.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was.
What do you think we should go as Halloween? The principal. Should we dress up all fancy?
Yeah.
Yes.
What
You
should
may
we
dress
do?
up like a cowboy just like me.
I should be a cowboy?
Or should dress in 50s clothes.
Okay.
50's close. What should I be? What should I dress up as, guys?
I know.
A zombie? I'm kidding.
Zombie?
I'm kidding. That'd be creepy.
I know.
Should be
vampire.
Cleopatra.
Vampire,
A vampire?
a vampire, a zombie. What were some of the others?
Miss Murray, Mrs. Cook of think of one for you.
Mrs. Cook.
Mrs. Cook said what?
What do you think?
Tell her.
We want Mr. Murray to dress up like Bob Ross.
Bob Ross?
Ross.
That's right, the artist.
Yes. And we'll paint some happy clouds tomorrow.
Yes.
Wait, my dad ordered my Captain Man costume.
Your dad's doing what?
My dad ordered my Captain
Oh,
Man
he ordered it?
costume.
Captain America. I'm a big fan.
Oh. Captain Man costume.
What if the three of us principals were like the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook?
Yeah. We got to figure
I
out
love
something.
him.
It's tomorrow.
So we
Yeehaw.
have 2 parts left to this podcast today. And part 1 is you ask us a question. And then part 2, you give us an opportunity to give a shout out. So what questions do you have for us today?
My question is, what is your top podcast trending?
What is our our top podcast?
This one's for Murray.
Ooh. Did you ask what was our top podcast?
Yes.
I believe that every podcast has been awesome. I really like this podcast a lot. I liked our original podcast that we had. Remember we had Quinn Allen on a podcast?
Yes.
And that was really
I
fun.
remember that one.
So I'll be very honest. Anytime we have a student on our podcast, it's so much fun. And what's cool about this podcast is it's more than our listeners learning more about you. You are going to learn more about what you're learning in class by watching this podcast back. So that's why I really love this podcast, because it's almost a lesson for your class. So that's a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany, do you have a question?
Bonnie, what do you like most about your new job?
You guys, that's an easy question. I just said to Mr. Murray yesterday, I said that's my favorite part of the job, being able to talk with all of you guys, all of the students in general. So it's good to have that.
I love kids.
Mm-hmm.
I love kids. You know, it was awesome. What's that?
What are you wearing?
Oh, it's Delaney just talking.
Tomorrow.
That's your question?
Yeah.
What are we wearing tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
The pressure is on. I got to figure out something good at this point, right?
Do you know that my best costume that I've ever wore as a teacher was an authentic Willy Wonka outfit?
Nice.
It was good. It was back when I was at NDCL. It was homecoming week. I ran the homecoming, and I was Willy Wonka for homecoming. And I threw candy into the crowd.
But the 1978 version, 2005 version with Wonka.
The original version with Gene Wilder.
Oh, you could have been trying to Depp. That would have been way cooler.
Well, like I said, we could be Pirates of the Caribbean tomorrow. Who else has a question for us?
I see Jessica raising her hand.
So I see that we're playing Akron this weekend. Are they a hard team to beat?
I just had a conversation about this with one of the football players in lunch yesterday. I said, who would you most, after they've been watching, they watch all of the footage leading up to the games. And I said, after you've watched it, who would you most assimilate that team to? What team are they most like that we've already played? And they said Glenville. So I think since we beat Glenville, we have a good chance of beating Akron East. I hope. We'll see.
I feel very confident in the Hilltoppers tomorrow. It's a home game. It's going to be miserable weather. We play well at home in our conditions. So as long as we hand the ball off to Jessica Kitchen, we should score about 10 touchdowns.
Jessica, are you gonna come out?
Uh,
No, I wouldn't either. Good choice.
I have a question for Mr. Murray.
I'll be there.
Yes,
Yes,
Delaney will be there.
Jack, what's your
I was-
question?
I wasn't meaning
Um,
not coming out to the game, by the way. I think everybody should come out to the game. But on the field, Jessica, I wouldn't do it. Go ahead, Jack.
Mr. Murray, what's the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is when I come here and I say good morning, and the students are like, "What's up, Murdog? What's up, Mufasa?" And they always are so engaging. Like I was saying last night when I went to the concert, I felt like I was like the king of the room, but I wasn't. I was just like a principal caring for the kids, but they were just appreciative that I came to see them. I just loved kids. I love kids. That's why we have our own children, and that's why we do what we do. We do what we do because of you guys. If we didn't have kids in the building, it would be pointless to have a school. I mean, you are the reason why we're here. So we love our kids, and that's why we love having kids on our podcast.
Anyone else?
This is for Miss Bondi. Where did you work before you came?
That's such a great question. I actually was at Riverside for a period of time as a special education supervisor. So you guys all know Mr. Bandera, and he was in my position last year, but then switched over, and he's now a special education supervisor. So he participates in a lot of the meetings and helps with all of the intervention classrooms. And that's what I did at Riverside. So then we came and we kind of flip-flopped. I came here and he shifted over. But prior to that, do you guys know that prior to that, I was in Chardon as an intervention specialist at Munson and Hamden. So I actually knew your teacher, Mrs. Bunker. I actually knew Mrs. Cook. I knew a lot of these people before I even got
What
back
is
here.
your job before this?
So I was at Riverside as a special education supervisor, but prior to that, Delaney, I was in the district as an intervention specialist, and I got to work with Mrs. Bunker and Mrs. Cook. So I knew them before this. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I like coming down there, because they're good people, and you guys are good people. Thanks for the question, Trevor.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Will?
This is for Mrs. Mondi. Have you bought any topper gear at the topper shop?
I was looking so the answer is no. But there is a sweatshirt that all of the teachers have been getting and they really like it. And I looked and it wasn't in my size. So I think I'm gonna have to order it. But it was like a gray charcoal type sweatshirt with that little logo on the sleeve. Jessica's shaking her head. She knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was super soft too.
Yeah.
I bought from the Top Shop in the past. I haven't bought anything this year, but I'm going to be shopping tomorrow with you.
Same.
And we'll have to do our announcements. Since you've been on the podcast, you're going to have to go on the microphone tomorrow. Come to the Top Shop. Come see Trevor's muscles and buy some topper gear. There he is.
I like the muscles.
Thanks.
Does anyone else have a question for us this morning?
Bondi.
Go
Jack,
ahead.
do you have a follow-up?
Yes. How do you come up with the opening message for the week of reflection?
Wow.
That's a good one.
So let me just say this. Every week, you either check your phone or you watch TV and they tell you about the weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you know it's going to be rainy, sunny, snowy, and you kind of prepare for it. That's kind of how I write my opening. Not to check the weather, but what's the weather in the building? So this week, it's the end of the first quarter. So I am treating the message to say, hey, we got through the first finish line and we have another one coming up. And this is how we finished so far. And we got so much more to go. And so it's a motivation on finishing what we start and also starting strong for the second quarter. So I kind of just play it by ear, based on what we feel like is important. So the week before, last week, I talked about kindness. Treat people with kindness. And it's not just one person saying that. It's the culture in which we create. So you play an active role in that by the things that you do each day. So when you say, good morning, how are you this morning? How may I help you? You're making someone's day. So we kind of carry our own weather. And so the more that we carry our weather and it's positive, that's how I create the message each week. Jack, that was a great question.
Awesome question.
Do you have anyone that you would like to give a shout out to this week?
Give a shout out to the Marching Band.
Way to go,
That is
Delaney.
awesome.
That's a good
Delaney,
one.
I believe tonight is your thriller.
Shout out to the drum line.
The drum line. I like it.
Justin, go ahead.
I would like to give a shout out to the Chardon cheer team. Good luck to all of them tomorrow night. Tomorrow
Yeah.
night. Good luck to all of them out there.
Yes.
Oh, football players.
Those football players. Yeah. Brittany, do you have a shout out?
Mrs. Clark.
Mrs. Clark. Is that what you said, Mrs. Clark?
Yeah.
Great. Will, Jessica?
Shout out to Miss Bunker for being a great teacher.
I applaud that.
Yes.
And Will?
I don't have one.
Oh, you can think of someone. We'll come back to you. Jack, did you give a shout out? Do you have one?
Yes, but I have another one.
Oh, good.
To Mr. Murray for being a great principal.
Ooh,
I
thank
agree with
you.
that. Do you guys know that it's Principal Month? The month of October is Principal Month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it is officially Mr. Murray's month.
It's not my month. It is the month of those who care in the world, who happen to have a license that's an administrator. So everybody is a principal, including Mrs. Bondi, Mr. Hyam. We can go down to the middle school and say Mr. Vallada, Mrs. Paraback, Mrs. Garrett, Mr. Prez, Mrs. Ryan. You name the principal, and it's their month.
We have a
wanna
lot of
give-
great ones in our district.
I want to give a shout out to everybody on this podcast today. I am very proud of you. You did amazing. And I'm looking forward to when we can collaborate again. And I'm looking forward to the moment where we can learn how to do this yourself, because maybe you can create your own podcasts in your class. And maybe you can do some interviews that you'd like. And you don't have to use your computer. You could even use your cell phone to do it. So shout out to you and your teachers. And I'm looking forward to doing this again in the future.
Yeah, me too. I want to see you guys do another one. I want you to interview some people of your own. I want to give a shout out to Josie Aiken. She's just a phenomenal senior student in the building. You guys probably know her because you hear her on the morning announcements.
I know her from Marching Band.
Yes. And she is a wonderful person. She's involved in a lot. She's a bright ray of sunshine in a lot of our day here in the office. She'll just come in and start talking and bring some sunshine to the office up here. So we appreciate Josie and everything she does.
Will, you're not off the hook. You have to give a shout out. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Mr. Hyam's here.
Mr. Hyam.
Mr. Hyam, you are to go and find Delaney, grab her glasses, and run away.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm leaving right now.
Good luck.
Wow,
Okay.
Will.
that was nice.
Oh.
Oh,
Know where you're at, Delaney. I'm gonna find you.
I'm down That's where? Where are you?
I don't know. Where are you? Tell me.
Right by Mrs. Bunker's room.
You're not supposed to give away your spot, Delaney.
Okay, I'm coming now.
Okay.
Good luck.
Am I go wide? Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's running away.
So all of you are going to have, I know that Jack, Trevor, you're going to see what's happening. Jessica, you might see her running around.
I think Justin and Brittany are a little bit farther.
This side.
He's got the glasses.
Oh, oh, oh.
We're going to welcome Delaney Hagen to the podcast. Hello, Delaney. How are you?
Hi, Delaney.
Turtle.
How's everyone out there?
Hi, Delaney. How are you? Well, this was fun. This was an awesome way to close out the podcast. With full of energy. Mr. Hine, since this is the tail end, do you want to give a shout outs?
I want to give a shout out to all these wonderful students for everything they're doing every day. Boy, I'll tell you, it brings warmness to our heart, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Do it again. That's funny. So we're going to close out this podcast. You guys know how much we care for you. You are rock stars. Keep on being amazing every single day. Keep smiling. Keep sharing that learning that you're doing, and have a beautiful day. Can we say go Toppers on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Go Toppers!
Thanks for being on today.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, Murray.
Bye.
Bye, Murray. I love you, Sydney.